We've come to a very interesting point in cryptocurrency history when it comes to NFTs in this current bear market we're going through right now. We are obviously going through a pretty crazy hiccup right now with the crypto market. Everything's down 10, 20, 30%. And this has happened before in the crypto space. In fact, this is probably the fourth or fifth giant bear market we've witnessed in like the last 7 years. But again, this is the very first bear market we're going to go through while NFTs are an important thing that people care about. Last time we went through a really crazy crypto dip, NFTs weren't in the conversation at all. So what the heck is going on with NFTs now? I cover NFTs a lot, especially over on Twitter and TikTok. Feel free to follow me if you don't already. So with that being the case, I do want to cover what I think is happening with NFTs, some stats for you guys, and what I think I'm going to do in terms of buying NFTs over these next couple months. And I'm going to give you guys a 100% not biased answer because I know a lot of influencers would probably come on here and be like, yeah, NFTs suck except for Dinky Apes. You should buy Dinky Apes right now, mainly because they're like a part of Dinky Ape. I'm not going to do that. In fact, I just bought into 2 projects very heavily like a day before this whole thing went down. I'm not even going to pitch them to you guys right now. It's not worth it. I'd rather give it to you straight up. All right, you are currently seeing my computer screen, and it's because I want to show you this right here. This website is called nonfungible.com, and this is where I come to see what the market looks like. Essentially, when I want to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, I go to Coinbase, I look at charts, whatever. This is my NFT chart. So here we are back on May 5th. This is actually when I started buying into a lot of Solana projects, especially was like right here. And this is obviously where we are today on May 12th. Not the greatest place in the world to be, obviously. So we got some numbers right here. Number of sales is down almost 50%. Number of sales in dollars is down over 50%. Active market wallets also down a lot, which is important. Primary sales down almost 100%. Secondary sales down almost 20%. And something I really want to highlight are these unique buyers and these unique sellers, both down 30 and 40%. These numbers aren't great. And here's the dilemma I have right now. I'll put up a picture here right now, but if you've looked at the chart of Bitcoin or the chart of Cardano or Ethereum, every time it goes up, it comes back down, but then it always goes back up again. We don't know what happens with NFTs because there's a lot of individual projects and there is a lot of subjective liking when it comes to these projects, right? They're art projects, most of them. There's a lot that have cool utility and whatnot, but for the most part, a lot of these art projects are just all subjective. So personally, this puts me in a really weird place because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to buy. Right now, I almost don't really want to buy anything. A big part of that is so many projects release every single day. And the problem with the NFT community is that a lot of projects are built off of hype or certain influencers, tweeting them out or whatever. And with that being the case, the NFT community in the first place has always been a very like next man up sort of thing. Of course, you have your Azukis, your Bored Apes, your Mutant Apes, your CryptoPunks that have stuck around. But for the most part, a lot of the projects that'll make you your random 100x gains seem to be ones that are a 3-week lifespan. With that being the case, I don't know if many of the projects right now that you can go on Magic Eden and find or on OpenSea and find are going to be ones that are going to be profitable because by the time the market comes back around and all of these unique buyers and sellers come back, we might see new projects that exist as a whole. As much as I love, especially in Solana, some of the top projects right now, I don't know if they're going to be relevant by the time things come back around. I just don't know if they're going to have the lifespan because most NFT projects don't in the first place, and who knows when this is going to come back around. The last big bear market we saw in crypto lasted about 1.5 to 2 years, and that's longer than like Bored Ape Yacht Club has even existed in the first place. With that being said, I think the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, the Mutant Ape Yacht Clubs, and the CryptoPunks, all of those projects are going to be okay. Mark Cuban actually brought this up in an article not that long ago, but it's very similar to what happened with the dot-com boom early in the 2000s. You've probably heard this story before about how a bunch of internet companies came out and were extremely profitable. Gary Vee has talked about it a bunch of times. There was a giant boom in internet companies. And at the end of the day, very few survived, Amazon being one of them. Very few made it out. And I think a very similar thing is going to happen to NFTs, simply because I don't think all of these projects can be sustainable as much as some of them are really cool. I think this is going to shift us into a very interesting period where only the very best NFT projects do survive, which is good. Honestly, it's one of those natural selection, survival of the fittest things I think this industry needed because there is a lot of garbage in the industry. So will NFTs survive this whole bear market? I think some of them will. I think the best projects will, whether it be on Solana or on Ethereum. I think the best guys will win. Am I buying into any projects right now? Probably going to be very limited unless they are, again, blue chip projects, which I don't see myself buying into right now anyways, because I'd almost rather keep my investments in crypto in general. And again, we covered this, so much of the NFT community is driven off of that hype, I don't know if these projects are even going to be around by the time things come back around to a profitable place. The biggest takeaway from the NFT boom over the last year, and I almost am looking back on it as a piece of history at this point, maybe I'm wrong, I could totally be wrong, but I think the biggest takeaway is how powerful blockchain is as a real technology to be used by businesses, corporations, whatever. It's very obvious that what we've seen with blockchain is going to be around for a very long time, maybe not so much in the form of NFT projects, but in the form of a tool that businesses can use to really flourish and thrive. But we'll see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I never even know, dude. So many of these crypto influencers say things with such certainty, and I respect it, but it's impossible because nothing about this industry over the last 4 to 5 years has been certain at all. So I'm gonna just chop it up, keep it real with you guys, and let you know what I'm thinking. And if you wanna follow me over on Twitter and TikTok, I'll tell you more about it more times a day than I will here on YouTube. So yeah, with that being said, I want to announce my new NFT project coming out in the Solana blockchain.